Camille Cosby, Bill Cosby's wife of 50 years, comes to her husband's defense in the face of a growing wave of sexual abuse allegations. Camille Cosby says the image of her husband, painted by his alleged sexual assault victims, is not the same one that she has of Bill Cosby. In a statement, Camille says that the man described as drugging women and having sex with them is a man that she doesn't know. Until now, Mrs. Cosby has remained rather silent in these last few weeks of media scrutiny. She says it is her husband who is the real victim, not the women making the claims. In her statement, Mrs. Cosby said, "The man I met and fell in love with and whom I continue to love is the man that you all knew through his work. He is a kind man, a generous man, a funny man, and a wonderful husband, father, and friend. He is the man that you thought you knew." Demonstrations continue in California after recent grand jury decisions not to indict white officers who killed unarmed black men. In Oakland, a 5-hour protest began with people chaining themselves to fences and flagpoles, and locking arms and holding on to PVC pipes to block traffic on Broadway. Oakland police took their time using bolt cutters to remove those chained to the doors, and the fire department disconnected those people linked across Broadway. The police say 25 people were arrested after the demonstration. Well, all they want for Christmas are these data leaks to stop. It's been a bad few weeks for entertainment company Sony, a data breach plaguing the production company, and believe it or not, the hack attack troubles might not be over yet. Some say that the worst is still ahead. There might be more still to come out. Apparently, the hacking group say they planned more surprises just in time for Christmas. It's been about 5 data dumps so far, and the breach is a massive embarrassment for the studio, airing out dirty laundry between studio employees, actors, and key executives. Sensitive material from the hack continues to leak out almost daily, including an unreleased screenplay and private email exchanges. Earlier this week, we heard a fascinating story out of Queens, New York. They called him the teen wolf of Wall Street. He's 17-year-old high school senior Mohammed Islam, and he showed up in the New York Magazine. They credited him for turning penny stocks into $72 million, and they said that he did it all on his lunch breaks. It's quite the story, but as we know by now, if it sounds too good to be true, well, you know the rest. And it turns out the New York Magazine forgot one critical element in their story, the fact part. None of this was true. He was more the boy who cried wolf than the teen wolf of Wall Street. Islam now admits that he lied to the magazine. When CNBC came calling for an interview and his parents started asking some questions, he folded under the pressure and admitted that the whole thing was a sham. Now Islam says he is afraid his parents might disown him for violating Islamic morals, lying, and bringing shame to his family's name. In some other good holiday news, so often we see the best of people shining through in the holiday season. So today we are stopping to share a story with you about this, about a woman who gave an enormous Christmas gift to people that she didn't even know. And despite reporters' best efforts to find out who she is, we don't even know her name. It happened in Bellingham, Pennsylvania at the local Toys R Us. Late last week, several local residents reluctantly answered the phone, expecting to hear that they owed a debt for toys and other items on layaway at the store. But instead, the clerk on the other end of the phone gave them some good news. Their purchases were all paid for, so more than 150 different customers walked out of the store with a handful of gifts that were entirely free to them. Store employees said a woman came in and paid $20,000 to cover all of the outstanding debts on record. They are calling her the layaway angel. Amid a massive controversy, a Boston area doctor is confirmed as the nation's top doctor. Dr. Vivek Murthy of Brigham and Women's Hospital has been extremely active on the political scene, pushing President Obama's initiatives for the Affordable Care Act and gun control. Now his years of vocal support are paying off. The Senate voted to confirm Dr. Vivek Murthy as Obama's next Surgeon General. It came down to a 51-43 vote, and the nation's top doc spot has been vacant since the summer of 2013. The White House was forced to pull Murthy's nomination last spring after intense pressure from the NRA. They opposed Murthy due to his loud voice speaking out about gun control. Republicans and Democrats alike both voiced concerns that Murthy could not separate his political beliefs from his public health view. Desperation for housewives makes a resurgence in the Middle East. No, it's not on television, it's on real life and online. We're starting to learn more about how the Islamic State's efforts to recruit American women to their cause. A case in point, 3 teenage girls from Colorado, all from East African families, swapped Twitter messages about marriage and religion with ISIS recruiters. After that, they headed to Syria with thousands of dollars of stolen money. They were intercepted in Germany and returned to their families. The FBI says that ISIS is using social media to attract recruits. Some of their targets are professionals, doctors, nurses, accountants, and engineers. But the FBI says many others are seen as potential wives for jihadists.